Okay, we're here in Tucson, Arizona, talking with Geoff Brown, the only Canadian on Team RadioShack. Geoff is Geoff, what's your exact title?
Just mechanic.
Just mechanic?
One of the team mechanics. Yep.
Okay. Now you've been with the Johan Brunel, Lance Armstrong crew through what, 3-4 iterations?
Yeah, I started in the pro ranks. I started with Motorola in 1993. And so, of course, Lance was professional, turned professional, I think. He'd been pro for 1 year. So that was my first year in the pro ranks. And I've been all the way since then, except for the 2 years I took out for what I call my sabbatical to work with the Symmetrics team.
Okay, yeah, and that's the other interesting thing. I mean, you were working with the team with Discovery, I guess.
Yep.
And then you left and came back to Canada.
That's right.
And started working with Symmetrics.
Yep.
And then what made you decide to come back to the pro peloton?
We all know what happened to Symmetrics, unfortunately. The program, because of economic reasons, had to stop, didn't move forward. So obviously I wanted to stay in the game, and just on the off chance I sent an email to Johan, and Johan responded that I could come back, and that was this year to work with Astana. And then of course, as we all know now, things transpired, people went in different directions, and obviously I've always been basically with Johan, so I was one of the guys who decided to go the RadioShack route and stay with this group, and I'm working with staff members that I've worked with since early days, US Postal, Discovery, whatever, so it's like being back with it's basically the old US Postal Discovery organization all back together again.
Okay, so now what's your, I mean, you said you're mechanic,
yep.
But I mean there's obviously a number of mechanics. I mean, what's your normal role with the team?
Yeah, I mean, all the mechanics basically have the same role. We work well together. There really isn't, there isn't one person that you could say is the boss mechanic, and we can't move until he says so. It doesn't work like that. Our how would you say that, our symbolic head is Julian DeVries, who's probably the longest serving mechanic in the pro peloton. He did his first Tour de France in 1963 as a mechanic, and basically everyone since then. And we use him for guidance. He's an encyclopedia, and so but generally we all work together, we cooperate. There's, let's see now, I think there's 8 mechanics altogether presently. So I mean, we all go on there's many different programs going on at the same time concurrently. Like there can be a stage race here, a classic race there, sort of thing. So we split the teams up, and we all go off in different directions to different races. But we all basically do the same function day in, day out.
So do you have any idea in terms of what your schedule is going to be this year?
The beginning of it, I think, the very beginning, I'll be going to the training camp in Tenerife in February. But I'll fly back to Belgium from Canada in the first week of January, because we have to prepare for that, because we're actually going to drive to Tenerife. Well, you can't drive to Tenerife because it's the Canary Islands, but we're going to take the team trucks down and the team bus, and we're going to drive down to Cadiz in Spain, which is a 3-day drive from our base in Belgium, and then we have to take a 56-hour ferry boat ride from Cadiz to Tenerife.
Okay.
And that'll be an adventure.
Yeah. How's your seasickness?
Not bad, actually. Once previously, we had to take a ferry from the south of England to the start of the Tour of Spain. So we went from Portsmouth in England to Bilbao.
Yeah. Let some of these riders get past us. So. So then, after training camp, do you have any idea yet what your schedule is going to be, or is it
I think I can probably say roughly it'll be early season stage races after training camp. It'll be like perhaps Ruta del Sol, Tirreno Adriatico, Milan San Remo probably, and then back up to the north for the Flemish Classics. Tour of Flanders, Paris-Roubaix, which is more or less a Flemish classic, Ghent-Wevelgem, all those races, and then that sort of that's one window, and when that finishes, then they'll decide from there what happens next.
Okay, I guess last question. The bikes this year.
Yeah.
You're still on track.
Still on track.
But I guess there's been a few changes. Like, what, from your perspective, what's happened with the equipment the guys are using?
From what I can see, the frames are the same frame that the team has been riding since the Tour de France. We're still with SRAM componentry, SRAM Red with Bontrager for the wheels and other various components like stem, handlebars, what have you. Basically, to start off 2010 will be exactly like we finished 2009 as the Astana team, and we'll see what happens from there. Basically, Trek, what they like to do is develop things as the season progresses. Maybe before the Tour de France in 2010, they'll come out with something else for us to play with.
But at this point, it's pretty similar to what you had last.
Yeah, there's nothing at this present time. There's nothing different from the way we finished the 2009 season. Just the color, just the graphics. That's all.
Okay, great. Well, thanks very much, and I'll let you get back to building bikes.
Okay, thanks.